Okay, Jimmy T here on a brisk Monday. I feel like I always have to give the weather report. But anyway, just came out of my TSA PreCheck appointment. I don't know, sometimes these things seem more stressful than they need to be, but in the end, my new credit card came up with a fraud alert and it wouldn't work. Then my other credit card wouldn't take the zip code because I hadn't updated the new zip code yet. This is what happens when you're in a process of a lot of things changing. So, stay calm, stay on top of it. And when I get home, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my TSA experience, the cost, how long it takes, and why I chose to do it. Okay, I'm definitely on the grid. Not that I wasn't before. Okay, Jimmy T here, and we're going to go over this TSA information. That was taken care of on Monday. Today's already Thursday. It's been a busy week. And as I got ready to verify some of this information, my philosophy on this changed a little bit possibly, but here's what I did. TSA PreCheck. So TSA, Transportation Security Administration. It's part of Homeland Security. And the benefits of this, if you've traveled at all, you have to take off your shoes and take off your belt and take off your jacket and take out your laptop, all the fun stuff you have to do while in line. So this TSA PreCheck eliminates all that. Which is nice. I'm trying to do everything I can to make this transition as smooth as possible from the moment I leave my place here in Chicago on June 3rd. So that's the reason I did this. The benefits: faster security lines. You don't have to take off the shoes, the belt, the coat, all that kind of stuff. It's just basically less hassle and less stress. You're going to get a known traveler number, and that's what you end up getting after you go through this process. So, and to sign up, which you can do a walk-in, but if you want to find locations in order to do this, I thought I had to go to the airport, but again, I make certain assumptions. There are different locations. And you go to tsa.gov/precheck, and I will put that link in the description of this video. So it's pretty easy to access, and you just find a place that's most convenient for you. Location for me was at Union Station here in downtown Chicago, so it was a nice 25-minute walk for me. You do want to book in advance. They say you can walk in, but if you schedule an appointment, it's probably going to make things a little smoother. You might get lucky and walk up and there's nobody in line, and you can get through it. What do you need for this? Well, you need your passport or a driver's license or a state ID. I believe currently you don't need to have a real ID yet, which I do at this point. But one of those three credentials will get you through this process. The first thing you have to do is get your passport scanned, or the ID that you have for your verification, state ID or driver's license. Put it on the little panel, it gets scanned. You have to answer a few questions. Do you have any outstanding warrants? Are you wanted by the law? Some basic stuff like that. So if you're an average citizen, not in any trouble, actively being pursued, you should get through those questions just fine. Then a digital scan. Last year I thought when I was thinking about doing this, I thought maybe they still used ink, like being booked down at the 37th precinct, but it's just a digital scan. So you put your right fingers on it, you put your left fingers on it, you put both of your thumbs on it. It does a digital scan of your fingerprints. And I was also asked if I wanted to use my Social Security number to expedite the process. I did bring my Social Security card with me, but they just simply had me enter social security number for well, not quite the final step. Final step was then a nice little photograph, mugshot, no neutral expression. I was told to take a picture of this kiosk screen so that I had all the information that it had generated. And then I had to pay, and it was $79.95. And I already told you in the intro video, I had a little snag with my credit card. It actually turns out it was not a problem with my Schwab card. They did say that they verified it, and for some reason it was the kiosk system that wasn't allowing it to go through. So that's where it got hung up, which I was happy to hear that my Schwab card had not been held for that transaction. They said on their end it was approved, so for whatever reason, for the processing at this particular TSA PreCheck kiosk, it got hung up. I used a different card, no problem. So $79.95, and it's good for 5 years. The one little thing that as I was verifying a few facts, and I don't know if I heard it wrong or ChatGPT generated some wrong information, but you can also do what's called global entry. And global entry is $120 for 5 years. It does include this TSA PreCheck feature, but also allows you quicker access through customs when you re-enter the United States. If I were to do this over again, I would probably do that. For another $40, I get the value of the TSA PreCheck just to get quicker through security lines, but the global entry will help you expedite customs coming back into the United States, which if you've ever done it, it can be kind of time consuming. And if you're traveling internationally and you've come back from another country, probably a long flight, it's really nice to expedite that last little leg of your journey through your local airport back here in the United States. But no big deal. I don't know when I'm coming back or if I'm coming back. I'm sure I'll probably visit again. I do love this city, and I'm sure the future holds some return trips, but I will manage that when that time comes. My appointment was for about 3 p.m. this past Monday. And, you know, like these things go, they tell you it could take up to 60 days for approval. Well, 3 p.m. Monday was my appointment. By Wednesday morning. So basically 36 hours later, I received an email that I had my known traveler number. So that was quick, no problem there. One important thing to know, this isn't something that you just flash. You have to enter this information. You have to put your KTN, your known traveler number, in with your reservation. So it's going to print on your boarding pass. So in your reservation on your flight, make sure you go, I'm flying United. So I just went into my ticket and there's an option for editing information like that. And I put this number, and make sure you save that number someplace, very secure. You want to have that. Again, you're not getting a piece of paper generated that you just flash it or something like that. You have to put that information in. And so it should appear on your boarding pass, TSA PreCheck, and you get to go through that line and hopefully expedite things a little bit, which is always a bonus. So it's another thing off my checklist, which makes me very happy. And we are at 55 days. I don't know what this hand was for. 55 more days before I take off, and I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling a little stressed, I'm feeling a little bit of everything. But that's the skinny on TSA PreCheck. All right, everybody, hang loose, and if you would, please like, subscribe, and share. It is helpful. All right, until next time.